Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about when her feelings fade. So it could be a woman that you're just dating, or it could be a woman that you're in a relationship with. What do you do when you can sense that her feelings are starting to fade? So, one of the best things that you can do is to not become needy or desperate and to start over pursuing or to start questioning her too much about why her feelings have faded. The best thing to do actually is to just sort of for a while just match and mirror her energy. And what I mean by this is that, let's say you're it's a woman that you're just dating, yeah. So what you do is you look at your phone, you grab your phone and you look at how you two have been corresponding with each other. Who is sending the more frequent messages? Who is initiating the conversation the most? Who is sending the more frequent messages? And they look at the length as well, the length of these messages. And if any of those is you, then basically you need to do a lot less, and you need to do either exactly the same amount that she is or less. Okay, because if she does have feelings for you, then what will happen is once she can sense that you're backing off a little bit and you're giving her that space, then she will start to be drawn back to you and she'll start to become more interested in you because you've given her that space. Okay. So if it's also though a woman that you are in a relationship with and perhaps a woman that you're living with, then there's a couple of things that you can do to get the spark back in the relationship. So one of these things is to continue dating her like you did at the beginning of the relationship. So if you've been together for a while, then think back on how you two used to be and what you two used to do when you were together, right? When you were at the beginning of that relationship in the honeymoon period, basically. Okay, and then you just got to go back to doing the same things that you did back then. Now, of course, obviously there may be more commitments now. Perhaps you've got more hours at work, or she has, or whatever. Or maybe you've got kids and you've got other responsibilities. Perhaps you've got aging parents who you need to spend a lot of time with. There's a lot of things that could be thrown into the mix as to why you two can't spend as much time together as you did when you were first started dating, right? So, but it still applies. You still have to find time to do those things. Now, you might not be able to do them as frequently, but you should still be doing them, okay? So it could be that you only go out once or twice a month. You might only have time to do that. If you do have any time to do that, just still make the most of that time and do it, basically. So you have to go back to dating each other like how you did at the beginning of the relationship. And don't even just think about the things that you used to do together, but think about how you used to behave around her. Think about how you used to treat her. Perhaps you would always be holding her and hugging her or just touching her in some way. Go back to doing that. Go back to thinking and feeling and behaving the same way that you did. So think about your actions. Think about the thoughts that you had about her. Think about your emotions and all those things, and just try and get back into that state. Try and get back into that energy of how you were at the beginning. Okay. Now another thing that's going to help is communication, right? And knowing how to communicate with her. Because one of the reasons why she may be backing away from you is because perhaps she doesn't feel very heard or understood by you, and she feels that you don't get her anymore. And one of the best ways that you can make a woman feel like you understand her again is by getting her to talk and communicate and talk about her feelings. If you can tell something is bothering her, essentially, you need to get her to open up and talk about it by saying, hey, what's up? What's going on? She may be like, oh, I don't really fancy talking about it. That's a test, okay? If she says, I don't feel like talking about it, it may be true to a degree, but she needs to talk about it. You need to get it out of her. And it is a test. Basically, what she's saying is I'm just going to say this isn't bothering me and I don't want to talk about it. But what she's really saying when she says that is, do you care? Are you going to try and get this information out of me? Do you actually really care? Because, yeah, I'm saying right now that I don't want to talk about it. But basically, I want to see you fight. I want to see you try and get this information out of me. Because I feel like you don't care about me. So I'm just going to say it's fine and there's nothing wrong. Because I want to see if you actually care. And I feel like if you continue to go about your day and just be like, okay, I guess it's fine, and continue on with your day, then that proves to me and affirms to me that you don't care about me. So the best way you can show a woman that you care is by saying, like, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. I can tell there's something off. I can tell by your vibe. I can tell by your energy. I can tell by the look on your face that something is wrong. Please just tell me what it is, okay? So we can talk about it, so you can get it off your chest. Okay, and that's how you do it. And if she continues to say, I really don't want to talk about it, you still have to push. You still have to try and get it out of her, okay? And it may be a bit of a battle, not a physical battle, but it may be a bit of a verbal battle before she starts opening up. But that's the best thing that you can do. And that's the best way that you can communicate with a woman and get her to get something off her chest. And when she does start talking about these things, all you have to say is, okay, so what else? Is there anything else that you need to say? How did that make you feel? And repeat back some of what she said to you. So if she says that she's really frustrated with her mother, then you repeat back what she said. So what I can understand, you're really frustrated with your mother when she shows up here unannounced. I would feel really frustrated too if she does stuff like that. I can see why you're frustrated. Is that right? Is that what's going on? She's like, yeah, it's just so frustrating when she does that. And basically what you're doing is you're validating how she's feeling, and because you're repeating back what she said in some way, like that, like the way I just said it, it shows that you were listening. Because one of the things that I see women complaining a lot about men and who they're in a relationship with or they're married to is that men don't listen. That's one of their big things. But that's one of their big complaints. Okay, so you can show and prove that you're listening by repeating back some of what she's said. Okay, so if you do those two things, if you continue to date her and court her like you did at the beginning of the relationship, and when you can tell she's upset and you can tell that something's on her mind, and you get her to open up and talk about those things, that is going to solve the majority of these kind of problems if her feelings are fading for you. Okay, because basically one of the reasons why a woman's feelings fade over time is because she believes that her man doesn't care anymore and he stopped caring about her. But if you're making the effort to date her and court her like you did at the beginning, and you're interested in what's going on in her mind, and you're interested in trying to get her to feel better about whatever is going on in her life if she's upset, that shows that you care. It's showing that you're interested. It's showing that you're invested in her. Okay, and that's usually one of the biggest problems. Okay, now if you try all these things, and let's say you try and do these things for a couple of months, okay, let's say you put it into practice for a couple of months and it's still not working, then it could be that her feelings have just too far gone, and there's nothing really a lot you can do, and it's probably best to just move on from that woman at that time. Okay, and to try and find someone a bit better for you, because obviously for whatever reason her feelings are faded too much that she's just no longer going to be interested in you. Okay, so that's the best thing that you can do. So the best thing you can do if you're just dating a woman is to match and mirror her energy, and basically what will happen is she will either show more interest in you when you begin to match and mirror her energy in the way that she's corresponding with you, and things to that effect, or if things will just fizzle out. And if you're in a relationship, do the dating, go back to courting each other and knowing how to communicate and communicating with her properly, and that should resolve that. And again, if it doesn't resolve it, then you can just go out and find someone else and find a better relationship, and where these things can, where you're with a woman whose feelings haven't faded and continue to grow. But always remember, when you get into a relationship, whether you're dating or you are already in a relationship, best way to keep your partner and to keep your partner interested is by continuing to do the things that you did at the beginning of the relationship. The way you got her to fall in love with you is how you keep her. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.